Alright, this video is going to be a beginner's guide for DOMs. Alright, I've never done anything like this before, so if I mention something and you guys have questions, please let me know in the comment section. I might say something and you might want me to touch up on it a little bit more in detail. Let me know. Now, before I get into this guide, I want to talk about what really inspired me to make this series. I was talking to someone, and she basically told me that she had her first Dom, and I basically asked her, okay, so he's your first Dom, you're interested in this kind of experience or whatever the case may be. Like, what sets him aside from your previous partners that weren't Doms? You've told me you've always were pursuing a Dom. This is your first one. The others weren't. What kind of rules and boundaries have you guys established in this dynamic? She goes, none. She goes, none. I'm like, okay, then what makes him what? Okay, so what do you? All right, tell me more. And she's like, oh no, he just like lasts longer than the other guys. Okay, cool. All right, I think it's a little bit more. The dynamic is a little bit more than just the physical. Like, there's so much emotional and mental that goes into the dynamic. What about the mental? And she's like, he calls me a good girl occasionally. And I'm just like, okay. Perfect. So yeah, there's a lot more to it. So that just inspired me to like maybe make a beginner's guide. Also recently I've been getting a lot of DMs from men being like, hey, like my girl's been like my girl has been sending me your videos cause you like make a good starting referencing point or whatever the case may be. So that's also been very recent as well. So yeah, we're gonna start this guide from the top. First things first, within like the Dom sub, just BDSM in general. Like, there's a lot of umbrella terms. There's a lot of power dynamics within the community. But we're just gonna start off. First things first, Dom sub. The Dom is the energy that leads. Basically, the Dom, the energy that leads. Sub is the energy that follows. You don't gotta be a man to be a Dom. You don't gotta be a woman to Dom. It can be either or. It's just the energy that leads. Okay. With that being said, we're gonna talk about from the very beginning how to establish the power dynamic. This is what I like to do. This is what I did like in the very, very beginning. I still do till this day. When you first meet your sub as a Dom, once again, this is me teaching you how to, like, from the perspective of a Dom. As a Dom, when you first meet your sub, I'm assuming like the very first link, after you two have, made each other feel comfortable, you're talking, whatever, and you're like, okay, let's take things to like the bedroom, let's get a little bit physical, whatever the case may be. The first thing I want you to do to establish your power dynamic, I want you to make her just get on her knees. This is where it all starts out. I want you to make her get on her knees. Once you make her get on her knees, that is when we start to go over the rules. And I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt because, once again, I tell you guys this all the time. Foreplay is so much more than just meeting up and then the 20-30 minutes before penetration. Foreplay is mentally getting your partner ready for the physical. So I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt, and I'm assuming that you guys have already talked about this over the phone before y'all have even met up. I'm assuming you guys have had this conversation about the rules, about the safety words, all of that. All right. So I'm going in with the mindset that you two have already established this. So once you get her on her knees, discuss safety words. That should be the first thing. Safety words. And I cannot tell you the amount of women that I've talked to where they're like, I don't need a safety word. I've never been pushed to my limits. I don't need a safety word. It's like, first of all, that's very sad to hear. That's not a flex. I'm sorry. that you've never been pushed to your limits. Second of all, even if you have been pushed to your limits, that's not even what safety words are for. I think that you and I, the person watching this video, and I can all agree that consent can be taken away at any point in time. We can be making love, being nasty in the bedroom, and at any point in time, either you or I can be like, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. Literally, like it's just that simple. And I think we can all agree that it doesn't matter if we're in the middle of it. At any point in time, we can be like, yeah, this isn't for me anymore. I kind of just don't want to do this anymore. I think we can all agree on that. So that's what safety words are for, right? Because imagine you're like role playing CNC or whatever the case may be, and you decide you don't want to do this anymore, but you have an established safety word. So you've already told your partner, oh my God, I kind of like would just want you to take it from me. Like I want to fight back, and you like take it anyway, which by the way is a very common thing in this scenario, right? But you don't have a safety word. So you saying no, you fighting them off, screaming, they don't know because you guys haven't established a safety word, right? And even if you aren't doing anything as extreme as like CNC, even if it's just very vanilla, you can still not want to do it. So safety word, super important. Excuse me. So you make her get on your knees, establish a safety word. For me personally, red. Red means stop everything. You don't have to use these safety words if you don't want to. These are just what works for me. Red. Red means stop everything. Red means I don't want to do this anymore. I'm taking my consent away. Red means stop. All right, cool. Yellow. Yellow means... Actually, I'll just give you an example. Yellow means like keep going, but like stop whatever it is. So for example, let's say your sub is into spanking, right? Let's say your sub is into spanking and you hit her super hard. She says she likes pain. You two may have not discussed like how hard she wants it or whatever the case may be. You hit her, it's super hard. Yellow, right? Soon as she says yellow, what's wrong, sweetie? What's going on? Or however you want to address her. What's wrong? That hurt. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I want to be spanked, not that hard. Cool. Maybe you've been spanking her for a long time, and her ass cheeks are just raw, and she's like, it's bruised, battered. I like yellow. I like tone it down on like the spanking a little bit. Right? Or maybe she might want another form of impact play. Instead of like her ass cheek, she might be like, okay, my ass is raw. I want you to still hit me, but let's just do the thighs, right? That's yellow. Yellow is like, I want to keep going, but this is a little bit too much for me, right? And when they say a safety word, remember, you make sure, boom, you talk about it, whatever the case may be. Cool. Then you have safety gestures. Mark, what's a safety gesture? A safety gesture is basically, okay, you might not be able, or she might not be able to talk. Maybe you're choking her, maybe you're covering her mouth, maybe she has a gag in her mouth, so she can't say the safety words. So a safety gesture would be her squeezing your arm repeatedly, right? Her squeeze, not like just a squeeze, right? Because, you know, sometimes, you know, I've had women like enjoy grabbing my bicep doing missionary, or like I'm going down on them or whatever the case may be. So like repeated squeezing that like makes it known, okay, let's communicate, right? Or maybe they can't grab you or whatever the case may be because their hands might be handcuffed to their back. Excuse me. They might be handcuffed to the back, or they might be like this or whatever the case may be, right? So if their hands are like this, maybe repeated opening and closing, right? That way you can see it, open, closing, you can see it, and then you can stop, have that conversation, right? So they're on their knees. The first thing you need to be asking them, do you remember the safe words? And keep in mind, you are establishing your power as a dom, right? So, for example, I have a rule. When you're addressing me, yes, sir, yes, daddy. You might be like, what about no, sir, no, dad? No. Yes, sir, yes, daddy. And then when you ask them a question, you say, do you understand? Right? Perfect example. Do you like, so let's say do you remember the safety words? Yes, daddy. Yes, sir. Okay, so you understand, do you understand that red means stop? Yes, sir. Yes, daddy. You need to be having a conversation. And if she answers a question without saying yes, sir, or yes, daddy, well, once again, this is what I do. Right? Maybe she might not like you, for you two. She might not like yes, sir. She might not like yes, daddy. So this is just an example of what I do, just to be very clear. If I don't get a yes, sir, yes, daddy, that behavior is corrected immediately. Mark, how do you correct the behavior? With you need to establish that with your sub. Usually, I do it with a form of impact play. Usually, like, for example, like last time, I correct behaviors with impact play. And then once again, I keep stuttering because, like, every woman's different. What I do might not work. Like every woman's different. Like, yeah, there'll be women that like are into the same thing, but just because one girl likes something, you don't assume the other girl likes the same thing. You need to have that conversation. So for me, when I correct behavior, it's usually with impact play. The sub you're talking to might not like impact play. So you can't correct that behavior with impact play the way I do. Right? But the main message is, while she's on her knees, while you're communicating with her, while you're going over the rules, you establish, hey, look, when I ask you a question, you answer the way I want you to ask, or the way I want you to answer the question. If you do, good job. And you praise them however they want to be praised. Mark, how I do that? Good girl, whatever. Not every woman likes good girl. I'm proud of you. Good job. Whatever it is she is, when she gets it right, good job, I'm proud of you. When she gets it wrong, you correct the behavior immediately. And that's what you do. You start off with safety words, and then you get into the rules. Whatever your rules might be. I don't know. That's something that you have to establish within your dom sub dynamic. I'm trying to think of something recent or whatever the case may be. So like, for example, let's say she's on her knees and you guys have gone over the safety words. Great. Let's say she enjoys calling you daddy, right? And once again, you're establishing the dynamic. From that, and after you establish the rules, okay, from now on, you do realize when I tell you to do something, you're going to do it. Do you understand? Perfect. On to the next one. You do realize that from now on, when you address me, it's as sir, daddy, czar, King Julian. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what you want to be called. That's between you and your partner. But while she's on her knees, because that's a very submissive position, while she's on her knees, you need to be establishing the rules of your dynamic. That this should be the first thing you do. This should be how you start every single first encounter. It shouldn't be, oh, we just linked up. Let's get to making out. Because this is, by the way, the conversation that I had with the girl in the very beginning, that's what she said, how it started with her dom. Oh, we just linked up. We made out. I go down on him. He plow me for a few minutes. By the way, he's never made her finish. He doesn't really care about her pleasure whatsoever. I don't even want to go into details about that. It makes my balls itch. Makes my balls itch. And that's it. That's not how you establish the dynamic. It's so much more than just putting the hot dog in the hot dog bun. So fellas, if your girl is sending you this video If you are talking to a girl and she tells you, or guy, whatever your preference is, if you're talking to someone, if you're talking to a sub and she says she wants to explore this dynamic, this is what you should do the first few links every single time. Every single time. She comes over, you two talk, you get accommodated. First link, okay, get on your knees. Time to go over the rules. Boom. Second time you guys link, maybe you guys don't, maybe we already comfortable with one another. We just want to get straight into it. Perfect. We'll skip the casualties, get on your knees. Go over the rules. Establish the power dynamic. Establish you are the one in charge. She got two options. Listen, get praised. Don't listen, get fucked up. I think that's it. I think that's the big takeaway. This is the first. I'm going to make this into a series. It's going to be like Dom's beginner guide, baby steps, introduction. I think it's going to be that simple. If I've said something you guys want me to touch up on a little bit more, great. If you guys want to know what comes next after this, great. I think the next video is probably going to be like how to maintain these rules, this dynamic for the people that want to be in that dom sub dynamic even outside of the bedroom. Or I might make another video going a little bit more in depth of what's to come after she like gets on her knees and does everything I just told you to do. With that being said, I appreciate y'all for watching. Go ahead, hit that notification bell so you know when I post whatever, and then let me know if you like this video, if you don't like the video, in the comment section. I love y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tomorrow.